So sometime this week I expect to hit 20,000 subs, and I thought now would be a good time to update you on some changes that will be coming to the channel and to invite you to participate in an upcoming Q&A. But first off, I want to thank everyone for their support after I put out a video about the new YouTube algorithm changes, in which I encourage people to smash the like button and comment on the videos to boost so-called engagement. Well, it turns out that there's much more to it than likes and comments. And in fact, watch time and regular daily content appears to be much more important.
Watch minutes. When you search for videos these days, a lot of what you see has gotten longer. That's because YouTube's algorithm now cares about your watch minutes. Literally the amount of minutes you can get people to watch on your individual videos. The longer you watch, the more YouTube starts to feel like Netflix. In August, YouTube took the view stats from channels and poof, turned them into watch minutes. And views are hidden under there. Think that was just a little change in the creator studio? Nope. For better or worse, that was YouTube sending us a message loud and clear. If you want to show up on YouTube, it's not about views, you have to get minutes. And a lot of them. So even if you watch every second of a 3-minute video, you've still only watched 3 minutes of YouTube. If you watch 20 minutes of a 45-minute Let's Play video though, now all of a sudden you've got YouTube's attention. Sure, you watched less than half of the video, but 20 minutes is greater than 3 minutes. Even if that 3 minutes is something incredible like Corridor Digital or Devin Supertramp or Freddie Wong or this hedgehog taking a bath. Those channels organically need hundreds of thousands to millions of views watching all 3 of those minutes to stay competitive and relevant in our search feeds and in our suggested feeds. Remember, YouTube doesn't see what you make, it only sees how many minutes people are watching it. Oh yeah, but there's something else too. A huge something else. The watch minutes have been important for more than a year, but in the last few months, what people have really been feeling lately is another change. Daily active users. This is what Ethan from H3H3 is calling channel engagement, which is honestly on the right track, except it has nothing to do with likes and comments. Although, I have to say, his cleavage is giving me confusing feelings inside. Oh, focus, MatPat. So, likes and comments are still virtually meaningless in the algorithm from what I've been able to see in the data. What really matters though is telling people to come back to your channel tomorrow and then delivering them another new episode that day. For a stellar example, look at the explosion of Brave Wilderness, Unbox Therapy, and Braille Skateboarding. 3 very different channels in 3 very different genres delivering very unique content, but notice their growth charts. They look very similar. No, let me highlight for you what jumps out to me as I look at this data. Notice first that they start to gain momentum in early 2015 when the algorithm started to emphasize pure watch minutes. Then skyrocket starting around July, August, and September of this year, the time when a lot of other channels started to have these issues. And what do all these channels have in common? They release a video every day. See, YouTube doesn't just care about whether you watch a lot of minutes on somebody's channel one time. It cares about whether you come back the next day, and then the next day, and on the weekend, and on Christmas, until you can recite the Game Grumps Pokemon Fire Red episode 93 from memory. Why? Because they want you to make a habit of watching YouTube. Just like for most people, it's a habit to turn on the TV, or turn on Netflix. So channels that get you coming back each and every day get the bump. But that comes with a few very heavy prices. First, the lifespan of videos gets shorter. YouTube wants to promote what's happening right now, then change it when you come back tomorrow because by then you'll be ready for something new. Long story short, practically none of YouTube's organically grown creators can stay on this treadmill 365 days a year. But you know who can? Large companies with hundreds of employees who are already used to 24-hour news cycles. When I go to my YouTube homepage, you know what I see? The Late Show, political coverage, and BuzzFeed. The reason a lot of us have seen so much more traditional media showing up on our homepages and trending tabs is because these are the types of production teams who've been dealing with this for years and are equipped and have the manpower to deal with this sort of thing. 2016 has just been the year when all the old fogies started paying attention to YouTube, and YouTube made its systems perfect for promoting that kind of content. Match made in heaven.
So don't feel like you have to leave a comment for the sake of it. It's probably not as important as watch time and putting out regular content. If you want to know more, I'll leave a link to that video below that explains it in more detail. Now, all that said, I've been getting a few private messages from people saying that my videos are not showing up in their feed. So the best thing to do is to remember to click the notification icon as shown here, and you should get notified every time I upload a video. Now, I will also be doing some major rebranding. That means I'll be doing more of this type of stuff as I learn how to use Adobe After Effects, and I'll also be phasing out the Independent Man avatar and coming up with a new one and possibly some type of logo. Now, if you've become attached to the avatar, as I have, that may be a little disappointing, but the choice to change is a very practical one. I currently pay about $600 a year for a subscription to the animation program I use, from which Independent Man is derived, and from which I also create charts and other animations. So I'm not sure I want to continue paying that much money for something I use less and less, and whilst I enjoy making the animations, they do take an enormous amount of time. On top of that, whilst my subscription allows me to make monetized content on YouTube, it will not allow me to use the avatar in any promotional materials like t-shirts or coffee cups. So I'm actually looking to get something professionally done that I can own and have the rights to do with whatever I want. And at this stage, I'm just thinking of using my own face and having it rendered like these examples of Karen Strawn or That Guy T or Computing Forever's Dave Cullen. But I'll see what happens. I'll probably use Fiverr or something like that, but if any creative people out there would like to give it a shot and come up with something original, I'd be happy to pay for it. Now, none of this means that the content is going to change. I will continue to try and put out 4 or 5 videos a week of the kind of content that you're used to. It's mostly just the packaging and the presentation that's going to change. And finally, the Q&A. This video is going out on Monday, so I invite you to submit questions in the comments section here by midday Friday LA time, which is early Saturday morning Australian time. And I'll try to have that video up by Saturday night Australian time, if not Christmas Day Australian time or Christmas Eve in the US. You can ask any question you like, serious, funny, as long as it doesn't involve me doxing myself. Now, if you belong to the elite club of 33 Patreon patrons, your questions will get priority. So please post your questions over at Patreon. I've set up a special post that only patrons can access, and I'll answer those questions first. And depending on the number of questions I get, I'm not sure if it'll be feasible to answer them all, but I will do my best. And I would live stream this, but I don't have that ability with my shitty Australian internet. So that's about it. Don't forget to click the bell to get all notifications for this channel. Put your questions in the comments section. And if you have any suggestions about avatars and logos, I'm open to suggestions. And most of all, thank you for your support in 2016. And I hope we can continue to expose and challenge the social justice warriors and cultural authoritarians in 2017. Bye for now.